Now we are going to talk about Ethereum a little bit. Again, this is just an introduction to Ethereum. So we are not going to deep dive into any sort of details or anything, but we are just going to look at high level overview of what Ethereum is, how it differentiates itself from Bitcoin, and small differences in the properties and what's possible and what's not, and so on and so forth. First of all, it was founded by Vitalik Buterin and Gavin Wood in 2015. Ethereum is a decentralized computing network built on blockchain similar to Bitcoin. Unlike Bitcoin, though, it's possible to run thousands of different games and financial applications on top of Ethereum because it has something called smart contracts. And smart contracts, as we discussed about in the basic concepts lecture, it's basically a major innovation because you could basically have tiny programs that get executed upon certain triggers, and there is no centralized organization that controls it. You can simply actually code the money. It is sent based on certain conditions. It is almost, you can think of it as programmable money on the world of computer that Ethereum describes itself. So users can build Ethereum's application on top of blockchain, similar to how software runs on the computer. These applications can store and transfer personal data. They can also handle complex transactions or financial transactions. Some of these use cases are exchanging assets to taking out loans to acquiring a piece of digital art on NFTs and things like lending, borrowing. It gives user total control over their data and anyone can use it. As we talked about, because there is no central party behind it, it's also censorship resistant because it inherits all properties of the blockchain. Smart contracts are basically self executing contracts because, unlike conventional contracts, like with the law, like lawyers are not necessary in this self executing contracts. Basically, these both parties code an agreement on the smart contract, put it on the if you are in blockchain, and then once the smart contracts or contract conditions are met, it automatically self executes and delivers ether, that is a currency for Ethereum blockchain, to appropriate parties. Compared to Bitcoin, which has a 10 minutes of block time, Ethereum is much faster because it has 15 seconds of block time, which means it can put out a lot of transaction within the same amount of time. Also, the block capacity of Ethereum is much larger than that of Bitcoin, which is only 1 MB for Bitcoin, whereas Ethereum, it's determined by gas limit, which we are going to talk about gas in the later sections. Smart contracts are possible because of Ethereum Virtual Machine, and we are going to deep dive into this in the future lecture. But you can think Ethereum Virtual Machine, EVM, the short form, as a very specific computer that runs on each other's Ethereum node all over the world. So you have these smart contracts that are deployed all over the world, maybe like 10,000 Ethereum nodes, for example, and all 10,000 of these nodes have the same Ethereum virtual machine, and all 10,000 of them run exact the same smart contract code. So it's very deterministic that all 10,000 of them get the same exact result. If one of them or two do not agree, as long as the majority agrees, their consensus algorithm goes with the majority itself. So that's what we saw in the Ethereum, introduction to Ethereum. Now we are going to be talking about transactions, wallet, and addresses in the next lecture. So thanks.